Hello, 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 wonderful people. We are back.
We're back. Hey, y'all.
We are back. We are back. It's another exciting time. It's another exciting time. We are back to continue to give you people exciting content, exciting topics, and share with you our experiences so far, and also encourage you to maybe try to do what we do.
It's doable. You
Yes.
can do it if it's something that you really desire. I don't believe in our first video we introduced ourselves. I'm Tanya.
I'm Josh.
We've been married for 8 years and we've been through the ups and downs and the ins and the outs of marriage. I know 8 years may not seem like a lot to some people, especially if you've been married for 10 years or more, but it's a big deal for us considering today people don't even stay married a year or even two. So we're proud to say that we've been married for 8 years.
People do celebration when they marry for 10 years. You're talking about 8 years. People celebrate 5 years. So we are celebrating our own.
All right. So we're coming today because we wanted to discuss
Yes, we wanted to discuss.
three things that we wish we had have known before marrying a foreigner.
Yes, that's, you know.
You want to start first?
Yes, because, there are, when you get into something, you don't really know that it's a whole lot of, it's a package, right?
It's a package deal.
You open it and then you begin to be like, oh, I wish I knew this. Oh my God. Okay, if I knew this, maybe I could have prepared better.
Or maybe you never even thought about it until you're hit with the topic.
You understand?
And then you start to think about it and you're like,
that's
wow.
True.
Like,
that's true. Like me, I
like,
never thought about it until now.
He never thought about it, but I've thought about it because I know there was some things that I wish I could change. But since I can't, these are things that I wish I had have known, and I do my best to work around them because of love.
Yes. Yes.
So my first one I would say is the language barrier between me and my in-laws. That's my first, what I wish I had have known. It makes it really difficult to form a good relationship when there's a lack of communication. Sometimes I have to depend on my husband to translate or to say words or sentences in Igbo in his language in order for my mother-in-law to understand me, or for me and her to be able to have a conversation. But what if I want to have a conversation with her when he's not around? How frustrating and difficult.
What if you want to tell her something that you don't want me to know?
Right. What if I just want to have a woman-to-woman conversation? And what I do find is it's harder to do it on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But when I visit, it seems like it's much easier, because you have a lot of other things that's working with you. You have your facial expressions, you have your gestures, when you're talking to a person, you have your gestures, and you also have your energy, your positive energy, that's working for you too. When I'm with her, she knows that it's all love and happiness, and so we talk very well, even most times when he's not around. Me and her talk about women things, and I really enjoy that. But it's harder because we're based here in the States. And so I don't get that time to spend with her, to communicate with her, to get to know her better, which I'm sure she's missing that too because she doesn't have any daughters, and I'm the only daughter-in-law in the family. So that's complicated because I want to, I want to love on my mother-in-law, but that language barrier makes it a little bit difficult too.
Yes. 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 I do notice that too, and I've had to get into situations, where when things are said, I have to, like explain to her, things that are being said and all those things. Sometimes it's not really easy for me too. My own
Your first one.
own number one in the pics of things I wish I knew before I got into our intercultural marriage relationship is the American English. Oh my
Sorry.
God, the American English communications barrier. It was a barrier to me. When I spoke with her
Sit back
initially,
like
when I spoke with her initially, it was easier because I think like I think because she's been working in customer service, so it was easier because she had actually learned how to communicate with
Foreigners.
foreigners
Yeah.
and
With all the employment works that I've done, I've worked with a lot of foreigners from all over the world.
all over the world.
So I was very patient in that sense.
So we in Nigeria, we communicate in British English, and British English and American English. The misunderstanding is not just in the accent; it is actually in the choices of words and choices of phrases. Things like there are places, like we hardly use different words that it's is popular in American English, and when these words are said, you have to be finding it difficult to look for best phrase, best words properly to actually express yourself and tell what you actually mean. When I came here newly, I found myself in that situation. With my mother-in-law, I had to, make changes of words in order to explain myself better, and she also helped me. Even with my with her uncles and other people, and even when I find myself in public places, when they are speaking, it will sound like to me like they are speaking Chinese. It will sound to me like they are speaking a different language that's not English. And then when I speak to them, they'll be like, "You're not speaking English." Me myself, I'll be, like it will be like as if, but we are both speaking English, but we cannot understand each
And
other.
it's because of the difference of English, like you said.
Yes.
My people are from Mississippi, and they have a southern tone with their English.
Yes.
And it's just that southern tone. It's, and even like my mother-in-law, like when I say water, like
Yes,
water,
Now,
water is weird to her. Water.
even now she likes to
my
say
mother-in-law
now,
will say water.
like, water. Give me water. She'll say water.
Yeah, she'll say water now because she's used to me saying it because she's heard it a lot when we were, when I visited Nigeria.
Yes. So
it's
that's
so
my
cute.
number one. Yeah, that's my number one. The language barrier, the language difficulty. So if you are getting into it, be prepared for, language differences, and just patience is the thing that will help you to overcome it.
Patience is the thing.
Yes.
All right, so my second one is financial responsibility to the entire family.
Yes.
That was one that I wish I had a better and deeper understanding of prior to getting married, so that when those things would arise, me and my husband would have a smoother transition to make those transactions happen. I didn't realize, I know that in Nigeria there are some struggles due to the lack of government providing jobs for people there. So, with that being said, if people are not working, how do they support themselves? Majority of Nigerians, they make their own employment. They're entrepreneurs. For those that know how to do business, majority of them are entrepreneurs. And then you may have some younger siblings or family members that's just starting out, and so they need a lot of support. I kind of knew that was part of it, but I would tell my husband, I would be telling him a lot of times before he came here, about the responsibilities. He'd be like, no, 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 it ain't gonna be like that for me. It ain't gonna be like that for me. But when he came over, he so slowly found out that people hands began to be extended, with their hand out needing a lot of help. But I wish I had have really prepared myself for that. It's not that it's a problem as long as we have it. And the beauty of it too is the same way he is with his own family with money is the same way he is with my family too. So if my mom ever need anything, like it's not a question or thought, like it's here it is and it's no repayment needed. So it's a beautiful part of Igbo people's culture. I like it, but I wish I had have really, really understood the responsibilities to the entire family.
Yes. Yes. I know it is. Because finance is one of the reasons why marriages suffer.
Yes.
So, yes, this was actually a very, very big issue, in the onset. And I thank God that we are able to come out from that. One of the reasons why it is like that is because in our side, in Africa, in fact, not just Nigeria, in Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Cameroon, you will find out that individuals over there depend on themselves. Families fend for themselves. So even it comes to a point where an entire community will contribute money to raise one person from that village, so that when that person finish schooling and gets a better job, he will come back to the community and begin to help raise the rest of the people in the community. So now, in my Igbo land, for instance, the families, our families are poor, So
I wouldn't say poor.
no, it is, because you don't have the help of the government. You don't have the help of the government. Sometimes, so the families depend on themselves. So it will be the family will gather together, maybe sell one of the family, what things they have, properties, use it to set up one person. Now that person begins to, either in business or in work or in school or whatever, begin to get themselves, and then as they are getting themselves, they are expected to also spread their hands and also raise the other younger ones.
So
And
this
then,
is where I think there's going to be a confusion in communication. So what he's saying is that sometimes they have to sell land.
yes.
Let's say it's straight, because you're not being straightforward right now.
So
Sometimes they have to sell properties, which is
Yes.
land. I don't want you guys to think that properties is people.
no,
Because he
no.
said, it wasn't clear.
No,
Honestly, the way
okay.
you said it wasn't clear.
No,
So
okay, when
sometimes
I
they
say-
sell properties, lands, so that they can help. You know, the,
Yeah.
the whoever needs help, so that when that person get on their feet, they can come back and help others in the
Other people,
village.
yes.
Let me say it
So,
straight, because you
yes.
did not say it straight
Thank
at
you.
all.
Thank you for.
And I don't
those-
want to
those-
confuse them.
Those are part of the
That's
things.
part of the
That's part of the things,
communication.
because now from Nigeria, once you say sell properties, people will already understand that you mean land, or
But
maybe
you said
any
sell
other
things.
acquisition.
you did say
And
properties.
it's you can sell lands, you can sell agricultural produces, you can sell livestock. We do have livestock like chicken, goats, cows, and stuff like that.
But it's
or
usually
onion,
land, because
yes,
that is something that can yield a lot of
humongous.
money.
Yes,
It's
even
usually
sometimes,
lands.
even sometimes, okay, there is this communal land, communal farm system that we do. You understand? Palm fruits is a major cash crop that helps communities and families raise their people. You understand? You may actually think that
Sorry,
it
my nose
is.
was itching. Sorry.
You may actually think that that palm fruit is small, but let me tell you, this palm fruit, they cut it. When they cut it and process the oil, from time to time, they use it to food their bees and everything. So now, yes, I know. So now, when they are able to set up this one person and then that person grow up, they also expect that person to get married and take care of their family. But in as much as he's taking care of his family, they also expect that person to also look at their younger ones or to their other brothers who are not doing very well. And at the same time, they are also expecting that person to be doing something in the village to show that, yes, they are indeed advancing. Now, that makes men from our place very, very pressured in responsibility. It makes us very pressured in responsibility because responsibility is too much.
But the
from you.
beauty of
That's-
that is that with that pressure, the pressure is on them because they know that this is the only thing that titles them as a man.
as a man.
Which is beautiful because in America, once somebody turns 18, regardless if they have their own place or not, they start saying, I'm a man.
Exactly.
So it's not by age in my husband's culture. It's about your accomplishments
Exactly.
that makes you a man. Your responsibilities and how you handle your responsibilities that makes you a man. It's not by your age. You can be 25 and you're still not a man
Of course.
until you're taking care
Care
of
of something.
responsibilities.
Exactly.
And a wife,
Of course.
children,
Of course.
a home
The home.
built
Yes.
for the family and different things like that, which I really love because I think that's part of the confusion here in America. You have so many men young boys walking around saying that they're men and dating young women and even older women, and it's just chaotic. But that's a topic for another day.
Yes. Okay. So my number two is different understanding of priorities.
Oh, so
You
we're
know,
right on topic. We're talking about priorities.
Different understanding of priorities. So it was difficult for me. It was difficult for me to explain our understanding of marriage priorities in the beginning.
To me?
Yes. So I will explain myself. Yes, I will explain myself. So during that time, I find it like for a lot of times, we will get into
Before we lived together or after we lived together?
even like before we lived together, and then maybe in the first 2 years in the first 2 years of us
Of
living
living together?
yes. So during that time, it will be like what I'm pursuing, what I'm trying to acquire is not for me, it is for family, for us. You understand? Then there, I'll be explaining that. I remember when you will be like, what have I achieved? I'll be telling you that from where I come from, anything like now, for instance, any land that I acquire is an insurance for us as a family. Any property that I acquire is an insurance for us as a family. You understand? Okay. I want you to like I want you to get the, oh shit, what happened? Oh,
I don't know. It's okay.
so I don't know what happened.
Sorry about that.
I don't know what happened. Some magic happened. So so there was this priority conflict that I wish I knew earlier. I would have explained and make us more prepared to understand ourselves, so that, because the reason why I'm saying this thing is that a lot of people, things like that can actually be their end. Like they will not be able to navigate past it.
Sorry.
Yes. A lot of people, things like that, choosing priorities. Your priorities as a man is different from the priority of the woman, and there is no understanding or that these priorities are interwoven, or that the man's priority is meant for the overall, like proper understanding.
I think
So-
that has a lot to do with trust and knowing each other well. So I think that's why it was initially a struggle. I mean, you said it was the first 2 years, which means by the third year there was some more understanding.
Yeah.
And I think that can happen in any relationship, versus
Intercultural.
or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's just part of it.
So
Just understanding, getting a better understanding
but
of yourselves.
it's important
But
that
it's
you guys
very
pay
important.
attention to that. You understand?
Yes, because
So that-
that goes back to me saying in our previous video, how about don't be focused on what he is going to accomplish or receive through your marriage, because you're also going to accomplish and receive from the marriage. So I think that was a little struggle initially for us, but we're here now.
Yes. Yes.
All right, and so my last one, and we won't try to make this video too long because we know that people got things to do, and we really appreciate you watching our videos. We hope that you learn a lot from our videos, and I will get on to my last one, which is number 3. And mine was communication and cultural differences that made communication difficult. And this is probably also tied into his number 2. So, and his number 1, because so you guys see how that was his number 2. How I had to make it plain to the viewers of what he was trying to say. I also experienced that in our communication when we're talking to one another. Sometimes I don't understand what may be said, and so it takes a lot more communication from him to get me to understand what he's saying, and sometimes he just don't have that energy to do all that explaining because it's not something that he's used to doing. It is a struggle. It is truly a struggle. The communication and the not even language barrier. I won't call it a language barrier, but it's English, but it's a certain way that people communicate. And again, I think that this can be from any relationship if there's a lack of understanding, but you have to be patient enough to be able to explain to one another what you're saying, not get frustrated because you have to keep repeating or keep saying it until they understand. And all of that comes within love. So if you love the person, even if y'all fighting or having a disagreement, it's important for there to be some understanding so that that topic won't keep coming up and y'all keep having to work through the same thing over and over again on that same topic.
Yes.
So if you can resolve it, then it's better. But I must say that communication and the cultural difference in the sense where when I first met my husband, there was a time that the holidays came up, Christmas and New Year's, and him and his brother went to visit another friend of his brother's, and they stayed overnight at the friend's house.
Yes.
And in his culture, it's a normal thing for the woman to go and stay out with her family at their house or in their village for however many days, a week,
Of course.
2 weeks, while he's at home. And it's also okay for him to go and stay out overnight at for holidays at friends' place and
For funeral or for
funeral
party,
burials,
for anything.
for usually for holidays, especially the Christmas season, and that was a really tough one for me because culturally, we're taught nobody stays out. You don't sleep alone. If you marry, every night you sleep together. Your wife don't go and stay at her mom's for a week. Your husband don't go and stay over anybody's house for days or a day or whatever. That just was never a part of my growing up and my understanding. So when that happened, I was so hurt. I was so upset. I was so concerned that my husband may be tempted, because at that time he was in Nigeria and I was in America. And I was so concerned that he may be tempted. It was a big problem. It was a big thing
problem
for me.
It
was a big problem for me, and it was a big problem for him too. So that's another cultural difference that is not easy. But ladies, just again, be patient. Did you stay overnight?
That thing, okay, so
yeah, you did. He did end up staying overnight. I remember you brushing.
No, I didn't. I ended up in the first night, the first time. Yeah, we stayed overnight and came back. Then, but the next
it was another issue.
It was within that period also, and it was for the same event. So when we went there the first time, we stayed overnight. Then because we went towards the evening time on the day of the funeral, so after the funeral, we slept outside. Even we slept, because we slept in the compound there till the morning. We brushed our teeth and ate breakfast, and then went home. Then when we now went for condolences after like a week or so, or a few days. After a few days, we went back. Then, my brother was still moving around with his friend. His friend
had just lost his father.
And we, like in our place, a lot of our people are all abroad, like outside from the village. So during festive period, during December period, Christmas period, everybody comes back. So when you come back, you will just be going through the villages, greeting with your friends and all that. So while we were on that, it was coming late. And when it comes late like that, towards 9 p.m., 10 p.m., nobody wants to be going far distances in the village. They will be like, oh, you have to stay overnight. Now, when I told my wife, this is the situation, it was a problem. That situation.
Part of the problem and that's why we always talk about communication is so important, because part of the problem is I already had the fear that I didn't want him to spend the night out again. So I asked prior to him going, will they be coming back the same day? And from his understanding, they were.
Exactly.
But when you're with other people, it's not always
by you
in your hands.
Exactly.
So they ended up in a difficult situation because I expected them to come back. But they, not him, but they wanted to stay. But to keep peace, my husband made it possible for them to come back that night. But his brother was very upset about it. But that's just part of growing pains. I mean, if it was something that was too big for us, we wouldn't be here 8 years later.
Yes.
We were able to conquer it, get past it, and as long as he knows my feelings about it, and if we were ever to go back and it was to happen, he already know. how I feel about it. So hopefully it won't happen. But that's a story for another day. Maybe many, many years down the line, if we ever experience that, we'll talk about it.
Yes.
But for now,
So,
we're good.
So for me, the last one is also tied to what she just explained now. I'm having to explain myself too much. You know, I'm not one person who likes to explain myself too much. I don't like to explain myself too much, and I know that many people, maybe many guys don't like to explain themselves too much. You understand? That's just individual difference. I think.
But women, we need it.
I don't think that.
But women, we need it.
So,
we need that explanation.
Like this incident that she just mentioned now. I have explained to her. Look at what is going on. Look at what is going on, and oh my goodness, it was. I can't even recall.
I feel the tension just remembering it. I
can't
can feel
even.
the tension
I can't
all
even
over
remember.
again.
Like recall the things. And then similar occurrences or similar situations like that also, refreshed or maybe happened, and then you have to be like. You explain yourself this way. You explain yourself this way. You explain, nah, man. Be like, nah, waiting to happen. You be like, what is going on? Okay.
But these are the things you do.
At times, like you be like, nah, man,
and for them,
man,
like
they don't explain this thing to me. Well,
I remember them, they're so like laid back about everything. If I say, "Oh, baby, I'm about to do this," we're like, "Okay, it's no problem." It's like that trust is there, and there's no problem with them whatsoever. And a lot of women will probably be like, "Oh, your man let you do that," but for my husband, it's nothing. Like when I go out or if I'm going to do anything, he won't call. I call him even when I'm out. He don't even call when I'm out because
because the reason is because
he's at home doing Home Alone. Y'all know what men do Home Alone. They just in their own world. They ain't got to worry about no woman in the way, making no noise, bothering them, asking them to do this. Why you didn't do this? So when they home alone,
honestly,
so when men home alone, they enjoy themselves. So he don't call bother me at all. I can go and be out for hours. He don't call. He won't call and say, "Baby, you okay?" Nothing. But I like that because that says a lot about the trust and the confidence that the men have in you, that you're not doing anything that you're not supposed to do, which is a beautiful thing.
They that's the thing. So all these things are part of the things that I incorporated culturally. Like what I was saying in our other video, I was saying that our people.
Excuse you.
Okay,
Sorry
excuse
about that.
me. So our people have, our society is created in two worlds. We have men's world, women's world. You understand? Women do every of their thing independently. Women do their things, enjoy themselves. Go their they have their associations and do their things. Men support them to do their things and be happy. You understand? Men also do their things to have their associations. Our society, our culture is not a type where a man is supposed to be with a woman like this 24 hours without. It's not our style. It's not our style. If you are a man who will be doing like that, our people will call you woman rapper. They will call you woman rapper. Come on, they will say, "Come on, get away from there." It's a woman rapper. So that is it. They will be like, "Nah, will you even allow your wife to even enjoy herself with her fellow women?" Things like that. So that is part of it. So the thing that is priority for the man is providing for the family. Providing for the family and advancing his acquisition. so that by the time he leave his family something as insurance.
Meaning when he leaves me, when he passed away from this life.
Yes,
when he dies.
He leaves something as insurance for a family. Here modern day entails that you open insurance and do this and that. But our own, yes, we also do the insurance, but apart from the insurance, the family want to see that you bequeath, you have some things left for your children, be like 1, 2, 3, 4 house, or this and that for your wife and for your kids, so that everybody will be fine. That's our priority, not what you are running around doing. So that's it.
So
I think
we covered everything that we wanted to say in this video. He had his 3 things that he wished he knew before marrying a foreigner, and I had my 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, share, and subscribe. We really hope that this helps you if you are in a relationship with a Nigerian, or if you're thinking to marry one, or if you're just in a relationship with a foreigner overall. I think that a lot of our struggles are about the same regardless of culture. These communication issues can definitely come up. Cultural differences can definitely come up and be a problem. So we just urge everyone that if you feel that the person is worth it, then you be patient, you work through it, and you guys will have success. Again, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Okay, my final word is, in everything you are doing, patient is important. Patient. With patient, allow time to tell. Don't try to act faster than time. Give time opportunity. So give time opportunity and be patient, and everything will fall into place just fine. Have a wonderful evening, and thank you.
Thank you for watching.